Yes, my name is Jette Ammentorp, and I am a professor and research manager at a research unit at Lillebælt Hospital, and it's affiliated to University of Southern Denmark. And we are a project partner, and we are very grateful that Felix has the lead partner role, because it's very demanding, we can see that. And I'm going to tell you about the Danish part, and try to give you an overview of the Danish activities during this Prometheus journey. This one here. Our coaster is crewed with a lot of creative and very engaged people, I think, and as our college in German, we are heading toward exactly the same main goal as Felix has showed us. And we have also agreed on that during this journey we will board each other's ships, and we will try to inspire and learn from each other. And we are looking very much forward for that. To give you some ideas of the activities of the Danish ship, the next 3 years I will take you down into the engine room. I'm not sure it looks like that, but I will say that none of the contributions from the workers can stand alone. It's the meaning that it's going to inspire each other. And all of them shall be seen as a very important input. Inspiring and in interacting each other, these activities can also be seen as the balls in the hands of a juggler, as shown here. And the first one, the needs assessment, we see that as the ground. All the other activities are based on this needs assessment. And Eva sits there, and Signe will tell you some more about that and show you some more about that later this day. Also, communication skills is very important in this project. Health professionals' competence in communication is crucial for the engagement and empowerment of patients. And in this study we will build on the experience from former and also ongoing studies at our hospital. In several qualitative and quantitative studies we have been studying the expectations and the experiences of patients. And we also investigated the effect of communication skills training during the last 5 or 6 years. And just now we are implementing a communication program at the whole hospital, and I will say a couple of words of that because our next project here in Interreg is based on this project. And this communication program that we are implementing at the hospital, it's based on these 3 principles. It's about train the trainer. At all clinical department we have educated between 4 and 8 trainers. It's doctors and nurses and other health professionals. They have educated the staff in their own department. So all staff at the hospital has been trained in this communications course. In about a year all will be educated, and it's about 3,000 employees. And the last one is maintenance of communication skills. We have implemented several activities in order to maintain these skills. For example, brush up and education of new staff and so on. 3-day course, and it's very much based on the cases from own department. They are taking the cases with them, challenging situations that they are rehearsing in role plays. And they also have to do a video recording from the clinical practice and bring it to the classroom and talk about it. Yes? Yes. And this course is built on the Calgary Cambridge Guide. It's about providing a structure of the communication and also about building the relationship. And status here in December 2015 is that there is 10 clinical departments that have educated all staff members, and doctors and nurses is about 1,495 employees. We have 5 clinical departments that is still ongoing and will be finished, the last one in beginning of 2017. All hospital porters has completed the course, and also secretarians, telephone operators and so on, they are still ongoing and will be finished here in beginning of 2016. And we have 2 PhD students, and one is starting next year, that are investigating if the communication is getting more patient-centered. And we are investigating that through sound recordings of consultations before and after they have been to the course. And we're using questionnaires and interview as well. Because we also want to see if the patient experience the communication more patient-centered. And if the health professionals feel that they can manage all the communication skills. We are measuring that through self-efficacy. And also one is looking at barriers and facilitators of this implementation process. So now I'm coming to the Interact project, because the next step in this process is to develop a training model in shared decision making. And we have also planned to have a model in existential communication, and maybe mix these two. But in order to make the most effective training model, then we want to have a needs assessment first. And for that purpose, we are going to use theater methods, and we haven't tried that before. And you're going to see an example of that today as well. And we're also going to develop some videos and e-learning as well as a supplement to face-to-face training. We know that patients' recall and understanding of the information is very important for the outcome of the consultation. So we, or Maiken, has worked very much with recording of consultations in her PhD. And in her PhD, she have tried this on 4 different departments, where the sound recordings of the consultation was stored on a database, and then the patient could hear it afterward, just dialing from her own or his own phone. But in the new project that we are planning here in Interact, we will try to embed it in an app in a telephone, so it's possible to hear from or to see from the patient's phone, and also to see not hear just one consultation, but several consultations, and to have an overview of these consultations as well. It's actually a picture from the needs assessment that Eva and Signe is going to show you. The next one is about self-tracking, and Thomas and me are going to tell you some more about that later today. Today, both patients and clinical is regarded as experts. However, looking into the new world of self-tracking, we can see that there may be new ways that we can dress the patient to feel in this role much better in order to empower them. And we will talk about that later in the afternoon. And then I have a ball also here in the top with a question mark, and as Felix said, it is because we don't know which tools or methods we are going to develop. It depends on the needs assessment. And Thomas and Peter will tell you something about how we're going to work with that, with these question marks, aren't you? And Andrea will tell you something about our thoughts about decision aid. That could also be a possibility. So I'm looking forward to hear all these presentations, and I hope we will have a very inspiring day together. Thank you.